Welcome back to normal baseball. The Rays have benched Wander Franco. There might be a new two-way player phenom in the league. And the All-Star Game Phase 1 has ended, so we're going to give you our ballots. Welcome back to normal baseball. I'm Alex Normal Dog. That's Lewis. And, baseball.
Baseball.
We're getting ready for a nice, fun weekend of games. Maybe we'll preview a couple of the matchups towards the end of the episode. But first, we really want to talk about one of the big storylines from yesterday. The Rays have benched Wander Franco for at least 2 games. So he was benched yesterday, and he will be benched today. Apparently, it was for just behavior and attitude after he plays bad and just being not a great teammate. Lewis, what do you think? What do we think's going on with Wander Franco?
I mean, it's essentially been 2 years since his big league debut, and he's being benched for something like this only tells me one thing, and that one thing is that there's definitely something that the Rays missed on developing him that has to do with off the field, which sucks, because the Rays very clearly have been extremely good, right, when it comes to developing talent, developing prospects. But usually when you're moving up the ranks of a system like the Tampa Bay Rays, you have, how do I say it, like a certain demeanor, a certain attitude that you go at the games with. And it's very clear that Wander missed that step of learning how to approach the game of baseball, which kind of sucks. I actually have a quote here for you that Kevin Cash said to the media, the Tampa Bay Times more specifically.
Rays manager.
Yes, Rays manager. He said, the way he handles his frustration, he got benched for the way he handles his frustrations and not being a better teammate. Two things.
Yeah.
One, what would you do if you were Kevin Cash? Let's start there.
What would I do if I was Kevin? Well, I don't know the whole situation, so what do you mean, what would I do?
Well, what would you do if you saw that your star, honestly, I think that it's fair to call him a star, that your star shortstop is not handling his frustrations and slumps and failures well, and not being a good teammate towards his team when they are very clearly the best team in baseball right now? How would you handle that?
I mean, I think this is a fine move. I don't really mind this move whatsoever. You know, if the guy is going out there and, he hasn't done great in the last 14 days. Last 12 games, he's batting 208 with a 5.56 OPS, which, with how good his season has been so far, I get that a slump might be a little frustrating. But that doesn't mean you have bad games and then you take it out on your teammate. You still have to be a good teammate. You still have to encourage the other guys. You can't just drop dead and hide in your little shell. So I think, if he has to not play and to learn this, so be it. Don't play. You're going to sit on the bench until you can learn to be a real big leaguer. That is not how a big leaguer should act. Learn to be a real big leaguer and put the team before yourself in the sense that when you're struggling, you don't bring down the whole morale of the team. So I think it's the right decision. I think it's fine. He needs to learn how to handle his frustrations, just like Kevin Cash said, and be a better teammate. It's literally exactly what Kevin Cash says, because I can already picture that is exactly what's happening. He's struggling. He's just not encouraging his teammates anymore. He's just mad all the time.
He's not being.
I feel like a situation in the clubhouse might have happened too. That's not a for sure thing, but could have been part of it. Just he needs to fix himself, and I get that he's young, but that's the point. He's young. He has time to learn more about attitude and stuff, just to for the future. So I don't think he's gonna be benched for that long either. And I think with how he's been playing, a little reset, a little few days off might benefit him. Yeah. So I think it's a right decision all around.
All right. Now, my second question to you, and I'm going to go first on the question here, is why did Kevin Cash go public with this? I feel like the Rays...
So let me ask you the question. So, Lewis, why did Kevin Cash go public with this?
I don't know. I feel like the Rays usually are a team that moves in silence. You know, you never really know their next move, and they don't like anything to leak out of the walls or leak out of the seams of their organization. So it's weird that something as, as important as this, right? When you have your star shortstop basically being a detriment to the morale of a team, I feel like that would be the last thing that you would want getting out. I definitely think that there's a bigger story as to why Kevin Cash is telling the media this. And honestly, I just don't know why. Like, it just doesn't seem like a professional or Rays thing to do. It's not really the right way. How do you feel about it?
Um, well, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, they do have to address somewhat why he isn't in the lineup.
They don't have to. They
Because
can sit up there at
I,
that podium and say that, oh, we're just, he's taking a couple of days off. Like, you can really brush it off as a manager.
yeah, I guess it is pretty easy to brush it off, but it would seem so suspicious just saying, he's getting a couple days off. He has been playing bad, so maybe I don't know. I think going public could also do with the fact that to prove him how he needs to change. You know, that's
Yeah,
like we're not gonna hide the fact that you have frustration. Because now we're gonna force you to fix it, or else it's gonna keep becoming a problem and people are gonna know about it. I feel like when the public knows about something, but then again, if I'm Wander Franco, I'd be like, Coach, skip. Why are we telling everyone this? Let me deal with it, and maybe if it happens again, then I understand. But for now, just leave it private. So there's certainly both sides. Play devil's advocate all day with it. So you know, I don't know. I just think it's a weird situation either way.
yeah, I agree. I just don't think. My final take on it is that yes, maybe wondered if this is true and this is the reason why he's been sitting, which I assume is true. I think it's fair to bench him. However, I will say I don't think that it's right of Kevin Cash to go to the public and say something to the media about it, because obviously it's a extremely bad look on an otherwise great player in Wander Franco. So
Oh yeah,
that's my final stance on it, and I'm ready to hit up your next topic. Where do you want to pivot here?
I'm very ready too. So our next topic, next thing I want to talk about is who was the best two-way player in baseball? Like Lewis, if you just had to like name the best two-way player in baseball, like be give me your real answer like before yesterday.
I mean, of all time, we're obviously talking about guys like Touchton Armo Doyle, you know, Shohei Ohtani, Babe Ruth, and now the newest addition to that Mount Rushmore, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, the New York Yankees.
Yeah, IKF, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. So the Yankees and the Mariners played the last game of their three-game set last night, and the Mariners took a very early 10-0 lead. That lead went all the way into the ninth inning, top of the ninth, 10-0 lead into the ninth inning. So the Yankees bring in IKF. He's one of their outfielders. He's been actually a lot better this year than he has last year, defensively and offensively. They bring him in to pitch, and he pitches a scoreless ninth for IKF. Not only scoreless, but perfect ninth for IKF. So he pitched very well. Love IKF. He lowered the ERA to 3. Season ERA is a 3. Love it. Love this guy. And then he comes up in the bottom of the ninth inning, and he hits a 2-run homer.
Yeah,
Two-way star.
two-way
He's
star.
incredible. It was just a really funny situation. I think he was the first Yankees pitcher to homer since like 1970 something, 1974, I want to say, and the most recent pitcher to homer and pitch in the same inning.
Yeah,
Shohei Ohtani, move over. IKF is here.
yeah. I can't field, but he can certainly pitch. Definitely.
I now,
Go ahead.
well, I was going to now ask you: is he the greatest two-way player of all time?
He just might be. He just might be.
He could be.
Yeah. There's no reason to doubt. You know, if you're looking at a 1 game sample size, I don't believe Shohei pitched and hit a homer last night. So
He didn't.
on a technicality, we are talking about the smallest sample size for the best player in baseball right now.
And last time Ohtani pitched, did he homer?
Probably. I mean, let's be real.
He didn't. He didn't. It was against the Dodgers.
Oh yeah, he
They didn't
didn't.
score.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think IKF might just be the greatest two-way player of all time.
Maybe. Let's be real though. Alex and I, we spoke about this after the Yankee game. We hopped on a phone call really quick because the reason why they put in IKF and the reason why they really were out of that game is that they already won that series against the Mariners, and the Yankees are gearing up to face the Texas Rangers, the powerhouse Texas Rangers that are coming into the Bronx this weekend. And they obviously didn't want to even risk using a single arm that can be used during that series, which crazy strategy going into a game against the Rangers starting tonight on Friday, June 23rd, where you're going to be talking about a team with a fully loaded, fully rested bullpen against one of the better offenses in the entire league. So that'll be a series to watch. Sadly, we are still missing out on Aaron Judge, who might be coming back soon, might be pre-All-Star break before he comes back, but no one's 100% sure. I'm just looking forward to this.
The Yankees.
Okay, yes, the Yankees are not 100% sure. My apologies.
Come on. We're
I'm breaking
non-biased podcast here. Come on.
Yeah. So we'll just have to wait and see where they go. But still, IKF coming in the pitch, 1-2-3 with a strikeout, and then hitting a homer was electric.
Yeah, I'm all seriousness, like you said. I am looking really forward to this Rangers-Yankees series this weekend rather. Rangers come in 46-28, Yankees 41-34. Obviously, the Rangers lead their division. They're having fun. They don't have a listed starter for tonight, which I find a little odd, or Saturday or Sunday. So I don't really know why that is, because I feel like Evaldi's definitely pitching this weekend at some point.
I would hope so.
But I don't know what's up with that. But I'm excited. I'm excited for this game. These games, rather. See what happens, because if they're two good teams, potential, obviously, we'll see. This is going to be a fun matchup.
Yeah.
Before we go on and talk about the rest of the matchups tonight, or this weekend, because we will talk about this weekend's matchups, let's talk about the All-Star game and our All-Star ballots. Are you ready?
I am more than ready.
So, phase 1 of the All-Star game voting ended yesterday, and finalists were announced. The two guys who are with, I think, guaranteed spots as starters are Raul Acuna Jr. and Shohei Ohtani, because they got the most votes in their league. But we're going to give you our first phase ballots right now. We're just going to list off our guys. We're not going to go too far in depth, because that would take a long time. We're just going to kind of rattle off our guys a little bit. And, we'll see what we have in common, what we have different.
Yeah, let's do
it. Ready, Lewis?
Let's do it.
So we're going to start in the American League at the catcher position.
All right.
Who do you have at the catcher position in the American League?
At catcher in the American League, I went with Jonah Heim of the Texas Rangers.
Wow. Okay, so we already have a discrepancy.
I
went with Adley Rutschman.
Mm-hmm.
I went with Adley Rutschman. It was definitely either or in that scenario.
Yes.
In my opinion. Adley, I don't know. I like Adley. 10 homers, 32 RBIs, 272 batting average. Jonah Heim's been more of the breakout kind of star. So I certainly like both picks. Do you have any of Jonah Heim's stats right now?
I do not, sadly, but I just know that he's been having a very, very good season as of late. I know that he's been having a very good season.
10 homers. They're very similar players. I will give him that.
Yeah.
276 batting average for Jonah Heim with a 792 OPS, 10 homers, 16 doubles. Adley is at a 272 batting average with an 808 OPS, 10 homers, and 11 doubles. So very similar players there. So, all right, I like it.
Yeah.
Who did you have at AL first base?
At AL first base, I had, in my opinion, the no doubter here. I went with Yandy Diaz.
I agree. I also went with Yandy Diaz. He has been the breakout. Obviously, Vladdy came in first in the voting. Definitely just because Toronto. Vladdy definitely
Does not deserve
Yandy.
it.
It's Yandy's spot.
Yeah.
It should be Yandy's spot.
Yep, could not agree with you more.
So I'm glad we agree on that. Yandy Diaz batting 309 this season. Absolutely incredible. 309, 914 OPS, 12 homers, 15 doubles, 38 RBIs. So Yandy Diaz, we agree.
Yandy Diaz.
How about AL second baseman?
For AL second base, I went with Marcus Semien of the Texas Rangers.
Okay, we stayed the same there. I agree. Yep. Marcus Semien been having a crazy good year. Hitting 276 with a close to 800 OPS, 10 homers, 22 doubles, 54 RBIs. Been a big part of that Texas Rangers team that's leading the AL West right now. So I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
So
who'd you have at third?
Third base
For the AL third baseman.
I went with Josh Jung of the Texas Rangers.
I also went with Josh Jung.
Yeah.
He's been breakout rookie.
Yeah, absolute stud. He more than earned my vote. He's been electric to watch. And I will admit, yes, third Ranger on the list here, but the Rangers have been a very good team so far this season, and there's no reason as to why they don't deserve the votes.
Yeah, second for me. He's batting 275, 124 OPS, 44 RBIs, 15 home runs as a rookie already. Definitely deserves a spot in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that's fine. It's fine. He deserves it. All right. Well, I think we're gonna. Well, never mind. We might have different picks for this. But who is your AL shortstop?
My AL shortstop was Bo Bichette of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Fair. He's having a really good season.
Where did you go?
I went with my third Texas Ranger, and I went with Corey Seager. He's played less games, but it's hard to argue with he's played 43 games still, so it's not like he hasn't played any games, but a 358 batting average with a 1.06 OPS. He's got 10 homers, 45 RBIs, 19 doubles. He's having a hell of a year.
Yeah, it's Corey Seager.
I know he missed some time, but I think especially towards when the All-Star break, he still has 4 weeks till the All-Star break. 3 weeks, I think. I think he's still going to be doing the damn thing. I think he deserves to be the starter. I think Bo Bichette deserves to be an all-star, but not the starter.
Yeah, I did see that. I will admit I had the toss-up between the two, and I really went with Bo Bichette because his numbers looked better considering how many more games he's played. So that was my reasoning behind it, but definitely both deserve to be all-stars. That's the way that I look at it.
Yeah, Bo definitely. Well, Bo has been playing all season, so he has the edge on there.
Yeah.
All right.
So
what about outfield? We're going to do 3 outfielders. Why don't you name all 3?
All right. In my American League outfield, went with Randy Arozarena, Jared Kelenic, and Masataka Yoshida.
Jared Kelenic is the most biased pick of all time.
Jared Kelenic.
So you're not going to comment on the fact of whether it's biased or not?
Definitely not biased, especially if you look at that first month of the season. He's played amazing. And so far, he's been able to maintain that. I believe he's batting just around 280 right now. Let me get it pulled up.
No, he is not. He's batting 255.
Even better. Shout out Jared Kelenic. He's been doing amazing, and I could not be more proud of him. I do think that he does deserve an all-star game appearance because he is just that important. And obviously, you have to have a Seattle Mariner in the starting lineup.
All right.
You have to.
No, stop. That is biased because I picked Randy too.
Okay.
Aaron Judge and Yordan Alvarez. I don't care that they're both injured right now. Yordan still almost leads the league in RBIs, and he's been injured for like a week and a half. And Aaron Judge is Aaron Judge. He's got 19 home runs. Yes, he's missed some time. He's Aaron Judge. He's been dominant. There's like no way around it. So yes, I picked two injured guys. I don't care. They're still on the ballot, and I think both of them should be back before the All-Star break.
Yes.
So, I think it's hard to not go with them.
All right, I could see that. I could see that. I didn't know where you're coming
Man,
from.
pick Jared. Who was your third?
Masataka Yoshida, who's been an absolute stud.
I still wouldn't pick him over a couple of the other guys, other options.
Good thing it's my ballot.
I mean, it is a good thing it's your ballot because I would not have picked that.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right. Well, DH, do we even have to say it?
Well,
Shohei Ohtani.
I did not go with Shohei Ohtani.
You did not go with Shohei Ohtani for the ALDH.
Second year in a row. I truly believe, and I did this last year. Shohei Ohtani will get in as a pitcher only. So for my DH, I went with Aaron Judge.
He's not a DH.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not eligible as a DH on the All-Star ballot.
Yeah, you can write him in.
Invalid.
That's what I did.
Invalid, and also Shohei Ohtani is already in as DH. He got like 2.2 million votes.
Yeah, not one from me. Not one from me.
That's disgraceful. That's disgraceful. That's a waste of a vote right there. Because not enough people are writing in Aaron Judge for it to matter.
So you think. Anyways, so
I mean it's true. It's true.
You asked you led the conversation on the American League.
That's wild.
So I am going to lead the conversation on the National League. Are you ready to fire him off?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. So Alex, who did you go with at catcher in the National League?
I went with another guy who's injured right now. I went with Sean Murphy of the Atlanta Braves.
As did I.
58 games, batting .286, 915 OPS as a catcher, 12 homers, 42 RBIs. Getting him out of Oakland was amazing.
Yeah.
Because he played half of his home games in the most pitcher-friendly ballpark in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And now that he's out of there, he's playing phenomenally. So, Sean Murphy's my NL catcher.
Agreed. Okay. Who did you go with at National League first base?
This one wasn't even close. Like, simply not even close to me. I know who you picked, but I picked Freddie Freeman of the Atlanta Braves. Mm-hmm. Or not the Atlanta Braves. Oh, my God. Of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Freddie's batting .323 this year. .961 OPS, leads the National League.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention he's also got 14 homers, 47 RBIs, and 60 runs scored already. Yeah. So he is just getting on base. He's moving the chain. He also leads the league in doubles with 25. It's not even close, in my opinion.
Yeah, Freddie's been nothing short of amazing. However, I went with rookie sensation, part of the Big Red Machine, Spencer Steer. How can you not show the Reds some love? Spencer Steer is batting .273 on the season, .824 OPS, 118 OPS plus, and has played a very, very good defensive first base. I have fallen in love with the Reds, the Big Red Machine, so you have to give them some respect somewhere. I chose at first base with Spencer Steer.
That's a heart pick more than a stat pick. That's a heart pick more than a stat pick, right?
A little bit, but I mean the stats are still there. He's batting .280 with an over 800 OPS.
He's doing good. His stats are good, but not compared to when you compare him to Freddie Freeman, it's not close.
Oh, it's like a flip of the coin.
No, it is not. You're ridiculous. We're moving on.
All right. Anyways, so Alex, who did you go with at National League second base?
Okay, this might have been the easiest pick. This might have been the easiest pick of the entire thing. If anyone picks different, you're simply wrong. The answer is from the boys down south, the Miami Marlins.
Yeah!
Mr. Batting .397 right now. Incredible. The guy just gets on base. He doesn't strike out. He does his thing. The answer is Luis Arias, and there's no other answer.
Totally agree with you. Could not agree with more with you. Luis Arias and the boys down south have been nothing short of spectacular this season. They are in second place in the National League East, which I don't think anybody had them in. They definitely had either the Mets or the Braves there. But Luis Arias is a big part of the success of the Miami Marlins, and he definitely deserves to be an all-star starter.
Yeah.
All right.
This one might be one of the most fun ones.
Yeah. So where did you go for the National League third base?
National League third base, I kind of went with a unpopular pick, but I think it's the right pick when you're not talking about star power names. I went with J.D. Davis
As did I.
Of the San Francisco Giants. He's had, out of the options, I think the players that got votes in the NL, Nolan Arenado, Manny Machado, Austin Riley, got the votes because of their names, of their star power. J.D. Davis has played 69 games, nice, and he's batting .282 with a 129 OPS plus. He's got 10 homers, 11 doubles, a triple, 41 RBIs. He's been really, really good, really solid, and I think he should be an all-star. I think he should have snuck in there, be an all-star, in my opinion.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and the Giants are on a 10-game win streak right now. Or well, actually not anymore. But
yeah, let's throw Giants.
Let's go Giants. Go anymore.
All right. So Alex, where did you go for your National League shortstop?
I went to the surprise pick from the Atlanta Braves, Orlando Arcia.
As did I.
He was injured a little bit, but he's back now. And through 53 games, so not really a short span, he's batting .333 with a 132 OPS plus, almost 900 OPS, 6 homers, 25 RBIs. The counting stats aren't too high, but he's been nothing short of amazing for the Braves. You lose Dansby Swanson, and Orlando Arcia has stepped in and been better than Dansby Swanson this season.
Yeah.
So, good. I love it for Orlando Arcia, and I think he should be an All-Star game starter. He's one of those guys where, like, in 10 years, you're going to be like, he started for the NL in the All-Star game, and it's like, that's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. So, Orlando Arcia.
Completely agree with you. Orlando Arcia, definitely one of the surprises out of the National League, especially when you're talking about the shortstop position. I feel like going into the season, everyone thought it would be either Trey Turner or Dansby Swanson. But Orlando Arcia has proved more than enough that he definitely deserves to be up there in that conversation. So, good on him. Moving forward,
100%.
Alex, who are your 3 players that you went with in the National League outfield?
This was by far probably the hardest pick of this entire thing for me, because there are 5 players that really deserve it right now.
Yeah.
But you can only pick 3. 2, I think, guaranteed. Ronald Acuna Jr. and Corbin Carroll.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can make a ballot without those 2 in it.
Agreed.
So you had those 2 as well?
Yes, sir.
And then the third one is so up in the air. I want to go with my heart, but I went with more of who I think is having a really good season, and maybe not as many people thought he would be having this good of a season. I went with Lourdes Gurriel Jr. for my third outfield spot. Who'd you pick for your third outfield spot? Because I was going to name the 2 other candidates. But
I went sort of similar route of, I definitely think that this guy deserves to have the recognition for the amazing season that he's having. And I went with Nick Castellanos.
Wow, okay, that wasn't even one of the other 2 that I thought.
Nick Castellanos batting .311 on the year with an .839 OPS, 130 OPS plus, and has been playing stellar defense in right field with the absence of Bryce Harper. I have been more than satisfied with watching Nick Castellanos play baseball, and I think that he more than deserves an All-Star game vote.
I actually really like that. He's been under the radar really, really good.
Yeah.
I really like that. That's a good pick.
Who were the other 2 guys that you were considering in the outfield?
The other 2 guys I was considering, they're on the same team. They're both from the San Diego Padres, Juan Soto and Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yes.
Because I do think both of those guys should be All-Stars. Juan Soto's put together a really good season after a slow start. He's still batting .286, but he's been really good recently. He's got a 909 OPS, which is a 156 OPS plus. 13 homers, 37 RBIs, 18 doubles. He's been really, really good. Mm-hmm. And then Nando's got what? First of all, keep in mind that Nando didn't start playing until April 20th. So he missed the first few weeks of the season, and he's got a 3.6 WAR right now.
Wait, say that one more time. You cut out. Say that one more time. You cut out.
He wasn't playing since April 20th. And he's got a 3.6 WAR, right? Or rather, he started playing April 20th, and he's got a 3.6 WAR right now. He's batting .281 with a 900 OPS, 149 OPS plus. He's got 15 homers already, 35 RBIs, 16 doubles. Nando has been the Nando we remember.
Yeah.
21.
Yeah, and his
So,
defense in right field, let's not discount that because he has played some spectacular defense in the outfield, especially his arm
oh yeah,
and his accuracy all the way from that outfield grass to home. I mean, we've talked about it a couple times here. He has been spectacular, but I just think that Ronald Acuna Jr. and Corbin Carroll and Nick Castellanos have definitely uh, earned it more. You know, I feel like no matter what,
I would.
Soto and Tatis are going to get it. I want the recognition for these guys.
I wanted the recognition for Gurriel. That was Gurriel was my pick,
Yeah,
and I think he's been sneakily good this year, and he's put together a really good season on a really good Diamondbacks team. So that was my thought process there.
totally.
So yeah, do we want to move to the last slot?
Yeah, so Alex, tell me who you have at your National League DH.
Well, funny you should ask that. For my National League DH from your
Yeah!
Miami Marlins, I have Jorge Soler.
Yeah!
It was between him and JD Martinez for me all the way, and Soler with his 21 homers, 45 RBIs, and his 141 OPS plus did it for me.
Oh, yeah.
I just always ride with the boys down south. It was close, and I had to go with Jorge Soler.
Totally agree with you. I also went with Jorge Soler. I mean, the 2021 World Series MVP definitely did not show up in 2022 due to injuries and all that. But now that we see him back in this lineup, he has made such an impact. His long ball and his home run ability has definitely helped the Marlins win a lot of baseball games. And it's exciting.
I have a fun little tidbit. So in 2022, he played 72 games
Right.
all season. This season, he's played 72 games. And comparing these stats, last season he had 13 homers. This season he has 21. Last season he had 34 RBIs. This season he has 45. Last season he batted 207. This season he's batting 252. Last season he had a 695 OPS and a 95 OPS plus. This season he has an 890 OPS and a 141 OPS plus. He has leveled up his game so high, and it's great. He has a 141 OPS plus and 141 total bases. What are the odds?
He's just good at baseball. Let's just
Jorge
cut
Soler.
straight to the point. Jorge Soler.
Clap it up.
Attaboy.
For all our all-star picks, let's clap it up.
Yep, and let's give a quick shout out to a couple of guys who I think definitely could have had all-star appearances, barring, of course, anything going wrong. One of them being Vinny Pasquantino. I believe that he definitely had the chance to earn all-star votes, barring a season-ending injury. Another guy who I think you could talk about, barring an injury, would be Pete Alonso at first base. But like I said, injuries and him. Oh yes, he's back, but he's totally not back type of deal. Those are the two guys who I just wanted to highlight. They definitely could have earned votes, but there were other factors outside anyone's control that really hindered their progress. But shout out to those two. You got anyone that you want to mention that could have had votes?
Not really. I want to talk about today's matchups. That's what I want to do.
Then let's do it.
All right, moving into today's matchups. Pirates and Marlins. I'd like to say I was at the game last night. Amazing game. Garrett Cooper, 3-run home run to take the lead in the 8th inning. Love it. Always ride with the boys down south. They won that game. The Braves and Reds is the biggest matchup for me tonight. The Braves are on an 8-game win streak, and the Reds are on an 11-game win streak. So they play in Cincinnati tonight. I think that is going to be an interesting game. The Mets and Phillies play in Philadelphia this weekend. Especially tonight, the pitching matchup is Kodai Senga versus Taijuan Walker. Kodai Senga has been really good, especially on the road.
Yeah.
Or rather, he hasn't been very good on the road. So we'll see what happens there, especially because the Mets have dominated the Phillies in years past. What else? What else do we have? Red Sox, White Sox, Battle of the Sox. Astros, Dodgers is going to be a big series.
Yeah. And
I have what?
I was going to say, and looking forward into the weekend, we have a 2-game set between the Cardinals and the Cubs going on in London, which will be exciting.
London series, yeah.
Yeah,
we'll talk more about that on Monday.
I believe the MLB also said that they announced that, the Phillies and Mets are going to play there next year, as well as they moved the outfield dimensions a little bit. I don't remember exactly what it is, but compared to the last time the MLB played there in 2019 with the Yankees, Red Sox, it is different. So we're going to definitely see that, and maybe that'll lead to some more offense, some more entertainment for all the fans that decide to show up.
Quite possibly. I want to say one more. This is the last series I want to point out for this weekend. Diamondbacks Giants. Make sure you're watching that one because the Giants are currently 3.5 games out of the NL West. So a sweep would bring them, to one game out of half a game out of the NL West. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's all I got. You got anything else, Lewis?
Not really. Just looking forward to this weekend slate of games. I definitely think that there are going to be almost. I feel upset that I only have two eyes because there are so many games that I want to watch this weekend.
I agree. I agree. All right. Well, we hope you guys enjoy watching some baseball this weekend, and we will catch you guys on Monday to talk about it all. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you guys next time. A peace.